Welcome to our channel EduceX. Today we shall see about how a silicon solar cell works. During the last decade, the usage of solar energy in our daily lives has increased significantly. It is estimated that in 2035, solar energy will become almost equal to the production of electrical energy generated from other renewable energy sources. Sun is the main source for the production of solar energy. It is available free of cost and it is completely eco-friendly. Even after losses due to several factors in Earth's atmosphere, we get nearly 40 petawatt of solar energy from the sun, which is very high compared to the present energy consumption of the world. Solar cells are the devices which convert solar energy, that is light energy, into electric current. This works on the principle of photovoltaic effect. The commercially available solar cells are based on silicon. Silicon solar cells are fabricated using one of the abundant material in the earth called silica. Silica is nothing but sand. When this is treated with carbon through a complex process, we get silicon of high purity, say 99.99%. Silicon is a semiconducting material. As such, current cannot be produced from silicon due to the random motion of electron present in it. So we add other elements in small quantities to silicon. If we add lead, we get N-type semiconductors and excess electrons. They are the main charge carriers in N-type. On the other hand, if we add boron, we get P-type semiconductors, which has lot of vacant positions, which are technically called as holes. Now, when we join a P-type and N-type semiconductor together, we get a PN junction, which is the driving force for the production of electric current. Now, near the junction, charges on both sides tend to move on either sides and thereby create a depletion region in which no electron or holes are present. Due to this, N side becomes slightly positive and P side becomes slightly negative, giving rise to an electric field. When sunlight strikes the depletion region, the light energy is sufficient to create electrons and holes in the depletion region. The electric field already present in the depletion region is sufficient to drive the electrons and holes out of the depletion region. Due to this, the concentration of electron in the N region and the concentration of holes in the P region becomes so high and a potential difference is created between them. Now, if we add an external load to this cell, the electrons start flowing from the N type to P type and recombine with the holes in the P type. This is a continuous process as long as the sunlight is available. In this way, a silicon solar cell gives continuous DC supply which can be stored in batteries and can be converted into AC using converters. A single solar cell gives a maximum of 0.5 volt. The solar cells are connected either in series or in parallel connection depending upon the requirement of voltage or current needed. A solar module is a combination of several single solar cells connected in series or parallel. Normally, a solar module has 40 to 60 single solar cells. The solar module are connected together to form the complete PV system. Silicon solar cells are of two types. monocrystalline and polycrystalline silicon solar cells. In monocrystalline silicon, the silicon crystal is grown and wafers are cut. In polycrystalline, the silicon fragments are melted and made into wafers by following a standard chemical process. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.